Welcome back with another episode of She Speaks Like with Ariana B. Hey. All right. Let me get to the message. Oh, Lord God, it's been good to me, yo. I am currently on episode 19, and we have come far. God has been good. I've been relying on God, and I have been listening for Him as well, because most of the time when I come on and do an episode, I just go like, you know, I read, I pray, and then I come up and speak what I know. But this time God has been ministering to me and letting me know, like, you have to study, you have to read, get into depth, like define the definitions and really understand and receive what it is that I need you to do and what it is that I need you to speak, so that you can help someone else who are in a predicament where you once was, or are in a predicament to where they want to fully understand the Bible in a different perspective, in a different dimension. It's all like a learning process. Like, it's a journey. I'm learning, and as I learn, He's allowing me to speak and to encourage and to help another individual, which is you. So I was in Exodus 16, reading about uh the Israelites complaining, but the Lord led me back to Exodus 12, when it was the Passover had to happen, and the Passover was when God had to send a plague towards Egypt to harm all of the people, so that He can get their master attention. Like, their master was Pharaoh. Pharaoh was wicked. He was evil, and was basically holding God's people hostage. And these people, they're not wicked. They're not evil, but they had to submit to this person because they were under his roof. And when you under somebody's roof, you gotta respect them. You gotta do what they say. Like, before we leave out our mama's home, we have to do what they ask. We have to get inside at a certain time. We have to wash the dishes. We have to get off the phone at a certain time. We can't do all of the things that we want to do when we're under somebody else's roof. And once you get under your own roof, you're free. And that's basically what the Lord had to do for the Israelites, because they was in Egypt with Egyptians, but they wasn't supposed to be. But since Pharaoh was so evil and wicked, they were held there. And so God instructed Moses to go save them. So a plague is basically God sending harm or suffering over a city or over a household, and they are suffering all at the same time. So basically what God did in Exodus 12 was he 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 well, before he did it, he instructed Moses and the Israelites to do something, which was they had to make a sacrifice. Mind you, they under the roof of Pharaoh, they in the palace with Pharaoh, but God had spoke to them, and God told them that they had to get a lamb, to kill it, to roast it in fire, and to eat it, with unleavened bread. And unleavened bread was basically God's word, but He used unleavened, that word. But it basically, like, my translation, my perspective, my revelation is God was telling them, receive my word, read my word, understand that I am God, and understand that I have the power over Pharaoh. But I need you to make a sacrifice. I need you to kill something in your heart or in your mind, like He asked us to do. So they had to basically kill something in their possession. They had to give it up, lay it all down, and they had to put that blood from the lamb on their doorposts. So when God would come to pass over that night, when everybody was asleep, He would know not to touch their home and kill nobody in that home, because that was His people. So He instructed them to put the blood from the lamb that they had to kill, which was whatever sacrifice that they chose to give God. So He did that. he he did the Passover, so he passed over their homes. They were safe, and the people who was a part of Pharaoh, basically the Egyptians, their firstborn sons were dead when everybody had woke up. And when they woke up, like from their sleep, they're in shambles. They're crying. They're screaming. They don't know what happened. They don't know what's going on. But Pharaoh see that was God. Like, God sent destruction to my people. Like, God sent destruction to his people because he was holding God people hostage, and he was doing all of these wicked and evil things towards them and thinking that he was gonna get away with it. And that's what I come to tell you today. God will send an angel to your house and to your life and to save you and to protect you, because he knows that you are innocent. God knows that you are innocent, but he knows that you are surrounded by wicked people, but you not seeing it the way that he sees it. And that's the beauty of the Lord. That's why God is so good, because when we are in the midst of trouble and trials and tribulations and we don't know which way to go, we don't know how to look, we don't know where this is coming from, God sees it. God sees it. And then he sends helps to our hearts and to our minds and to our lives. He comes to save us. It don't matter if it's a coworker. It don't matter if it's somebody you met in a park. God will send a word to you, and that will change your perspective. It will change your life. It will change your predicament or your situation that you're in right now. That's how good God is. And in this passage, Pharaoh, he was so it was to the point to where he couldn't do nothing else but let the Israelites go. Like, he had to let them free, because he had just now realized that it's nothing else I could do. Like, God sent destruction to my people, and my people, the Egyptians, are in distress. They lost their sons, their firstborns. No matter if it was a newborn or a 17-year-old, God did not care. God do not play about his people. Yo, this is so good to so good to my spirit, because when I came to the Lord, it was like I wanted to come to the Lord, but as I was reading this, I was reminded that I had to sacrifice something. I had to give up something in order for me to see the wickedness in the people that I was surrounding myself with. That they were a Pharaoh. They were wicked. They were evil. They was provoking me to do things, and I couldn't see it the way that God see it. Like, I'm just thinking that it's okay because they're over me, or I love them, or we have a bond that nobody could come in between. But in reality, God was the one that was able to come in between it. And God was the one that was able to save me. He was the one that set me free from the bondage that I was in and the darkness that I was in. And that's what he wants to do in your life as well. Like, we be in the world, we be looking towards man, and we be looking for validations. We be looking for people to save us in a way that God is really supposed to, but we be looking for them to do it. But they save us in a way that is evil. They save us in a way that it's not good. It's not good for us, because we're innocent and they're wicked. Like, I pray y'all is having an amazing day wherever you are, whether you're at work, home, in the car, whatever you're doing. I pray that you're having an amazing day and you are being encouraged by anybody that you're surrounded with. And if you're not, let them go about their business. Okay. And y'all, I really be excited, like, because this is surreal to me. Like, I'm here sitting in front of a camera and speaking. But anyways, yes, let's get to the message. So I've been in the book of Exodus I was in Exodus 16, but God put me in Exodus 12. And Exodus 12 is the Passover. The Passover happened when God he saved the Israelites from Egypt, from under their master that they had to be under, which his name was Pharaoh. He was evil, he was wicked. And mind you, when God before God sent this plague to Egypt, he allowed Pharaoh to get chance after chance after chance to release his people to him, but Pharaoh was being rebellion, like he was being evil, like he was. It was to the point to where Pharaoh had got so many chances to where he was saying that he was gonna let them go just to get something from God, like God's servant God sent someone to speak to Pharaoh, and he offered so many things to Pharaoh to let the people go. But Pharaoh was like, yeah, I'm gonna let them go. And soon as Pharaoh got the things that he wanted to get from God, he was not letting them go. And so this is why in Exodus 12, God sent the final plague, like, I'm tired of you. I'm tired of giving you chance after chance after chance, and you not letting my people go. My people is too good. Like, my people is innocent, and you are wicked. You trying to put in their mind that they don't have a God. You trying to put in their mind that you are their God, when really in actuality, I am their God. So I'm about to show you and them who their God really is. So let me go ahead and send this plague to Egypt. Destroy the families that you love the most, but you destroying the people that's really innocent, which was the Israelites. So God sent that plague. Pharaoh seen that his people was in distress, and Pharaoh let the Israelites go. They were set free, and they was out of bondage and slavery after all of those years. It could take 1 second for God to change your life all the way around, and you could forget about that, like, because that's how good God is, and that's how good that's how the ways he go about doing things is it makes sense, and is better than what it is that we will rely on, what it is that we know. God did that all overnight. Like, this didn't take months and years for him to do. He did this overnight. And because he did that overnight, the next morning they were set free from slavery and bondage. And that's what God want to do in our lives. He did it in mine, and I am grateful. I had to lay something down. I had to sacrifice my whole life. I had to give my son to the Lord in order for me to be set free from bondage and slavery. Because what once was ain't now, and I am grateful for that. So what it is that you would like to sacrifice and give to the Lord? It could be your job. It could be your relationship. It could be something you prioritize above the Lord. And 9 times out of 10, we have so many things that we prioritize above the Lord, because when we're in the world and we are subjected to sin in the nature that sin brings into our lives, we cannot see that God is the one that really is in control. God is really the one who is saving us, even though we are have trauma, even though we have dealt with some tremendously and extreme harmful and evil things in our lives. God still allowed us to see today. Like, every day he wakes us up to give us another opportunity to look up to him, but yet we don't, because we don't know. Like, we know that God is good. We know that what we have is because of him, but we don't know to give up something. We don't know we have to sacrifice something, because we're not taught that. Like, this world is not even speaking about Jesus as much as they speak about all the other things that's gone around and everything that's been be updated every single day. But why is Jesus and his word not being promoted and updated into the on social media, or in the new on all the news, or in the newspaper? All of these things that we see daily, It's okay for us to know about it, but we need to know that God is above all of that. Like God is the reason why everything is occurring. Like God is literally the one that makes everything go on. No matter if it's good or bad, he wants us to see him in everything. He wants us to come to him and be like, God, what is it that I need to learn from this? What it is, God, that I need to receive from this? Like, for example, I don't have Medicaid, but I wasn't I don't care about it because I'm relying on the Lord now. Like and in anything that I need, anything that happens in my life, I know that God is allowing it. I know that God knows about it because that's another thing. God knows everything that occurs in our life. He goes before us. He goes in front of us every single day. He protects us. He does things overnight, like he did for the Israelites in Egypt. He does things overnight. He does things when we're least expected. He does things for us not to know about it, so that when we do know about it, we'll be like, God, that were you. God, you saved me. God, you protected me. So now, God, what it is I need to do for you? Like, what you want me to do? What could I give you? I need you because I need you to protect me and save me. Just like you did it this time, I need you to do it for my whole life. So let me sacrifice something. Let me lay something down. Let me kill something. Something has to die. Let me kill something. Let me put that blood on my doorpost so that when you do come around and you do your Passovers, I'm saved. In the ones who doing wicked, you'll handle them. God wrath is so much better than ours. Like I'm talking about when we're living in the world, we want to have this anger problem. We want to be feisty. We want to curse people out. But when you know Jesus, you don't have to do anything. You don't have to do anything. And I trust and believe. I know in my heart that the Israelites, they probably had so much anger towards Pharaoh, but they couldn't find a way out. Like they felt like they had to be there forever. They felt like that was there forever. That was their life, that they was created to be in slavery for all of those years. But yet God took one day and did it overnight to go out there and save him. He sent somebody to go to save them. That's how good God is, and that's how fast he works. Like it's expeditedly, it's like a swiftly, like fresh wind, like whew. Like that's how good God is, and that's how fast he moves. So we just have to really like look at our lives and see and examine it and see what it is that we need to lay down in order for us to get what it is that the Lord wants to give us, which is our peace, which is our joy, which is our happiness, which is our freedom. Because in actual reality, when we're living in this world and we are in bondage and living in darkness, we can't smile, we can't laugh, we have so much anger. That's slavery. We're living in slavery. We believe that is what our life's supposed to be. We believe that we can't be free. You know how a baby is born into this world and they just don't have a care in the world? That's exactly how God wants us to be in this world. No matter what age we are, he wants us to live free. Like he wants us to depend on him. He wants us to rely on him. He wants us to look towards him. He wants us to come to him when we are crying or when we are depressed. But instead, we pick up a cigarette or a blunt or a bottle of liquor and think that that's going to solve our problems. And that's slavery, y'all. Like we are really born into a generation in a world to where they provoke us to be in slavery instead of being free. And that's how the Israelites had to live under Pharaoh. Like they were born and Pharaoh took them under their wing to have them in bondage and slavery and to submit to them. And God took one day to save them. He sent Moses to save them. And that's what he want to do in our lives. That's what he want to do in your life. He wants you to look towards him and be like, I know that God can set me free. I know that God could cleanse me. I know that God will forgive me for all of my sins. I just need to figure out what it is that I need to lay down in order for me to receive, in order for me to hear from him, in order for me to see what he want me to see. When I tell you, it's so like the life, whew, to breathe. Because what? I used to hold my breath, y'all. I used to didn't care. I mean, I used to care about people opinions, but now I don't care. But I was living like I didn't care because I was in slavery. I was in bondage. I was living submitting to people that wasn't God. And God saved me. Like, oh, the people that I was surrounded with, the people who I used to please, the people who I used to love, I was pouring so much out to where I was so drained, and I was in slavery. I was in bondage. I was in darkness. I was living amongst death. And I went to the Lord and asked him, what did I need to give him? Like, I had to sacrifice something. I had to lay something down. And to be honest, when I went to the Lord and the Lord asked me to give him my whole life back, I didn't know what that looked like. I didn't know that he was going to ask me for that. And I actually didn't really see it until it was me day after day after day, like a day. It was like a daily routine for me. I would wake up, I would pray, I would talk to the Lord, I would get in his presence. I wasn't even eating at the time because I think the Lord, he heard, not I think, I know he heard what I asked him, but it wasn't like a overnight thing. It was like, it was months. Like he had to take his time with me. Like he was gentle with me. Like he was forgiving. Like, and I'm not perfect. In the beginning, I still wanted to be around these people. I still wanted to go to events, and I still wanted to surround myself with darkness and with people who were in bondage as well. But God had to continue to mold me. He had to continue to pull me closer to him. And as I continued to read my word and continue to pray, I realized that that was me coming out of slavery. That was the Passover in my life. And when I lay down every single day, I don't even remember the date, but when I remember me going and saying, I'm not doing this no more. I don't want to be around this person no more. I'm going to pray for them. I'm going to love them. That was me making a sacrifice. That was my lamb that I had to kill in order for the Lord to come and save me. And that and I think that's where we run away from, or we shy away from actually getting to know the Lord, because we think that it's a automatically thing, but it's not. Like, it's day after day after day. It's a daily thing. Like, you have to die to your flesh daily. And I believe that's what I was telling myself every single day. I'm like, Ariana, this is not your life anymore. You gave it to the Lord. You have to allow your flesh to die, because when you first get into the presence of the Lord and when you first seek after him, it's like you are yearning for what you once knew. You are yearning. It's like you're hungry for the fleshly feeling and the temporary actions. But in actual reality, it's all just a mind thing. It's all in your heart. It's all in what you once knew. And that's the beauty of the Lord. Like, he pulls you away from familiar and puts you in a position, in a place where it's unfamiliar. And then you'll start to get in a routine, and you'll start to be like, wow, this is really good. Like, what I once had, this is way better. What I once knew, God is way better than the people and the things that I submitted to and the things that I loved. Like, and that's what I want to encourage you to today. Like, even if you are just starting out and you don't know where to start, just talk to the Lord like he your friend and ask him to help you. Like he will literally guide you. He will put you in a position or a place where somebody can help you along the way, which he did to me as well. And I am grateful and thankful for the ministry that I was under, because I learned so much, and that helped me as well. Like I was able to learn about surrendering everything. I was able to learn about correction. I was able to learn about the spirit of offense, because when I was in the world, I was I used to be offended by so much, but why though? Because I was a people pleaser. I was I felt like what I was doing was enough. But when people would not appreciate it, I would feel offended, because I put my all into this and you are giving me the bare minimum. But God had to work on me in that area too. And the spirit of offense is big nowadays, because like I said, when you're in the world, you learn about opinions, you learn about what people gonna say, you learn about what people want to do, you learn about if you gotta do this and you gotta do that. But when you get a hold of the Lord and you start to be in covenant with him, and you start to submit to him daily, and you start to surrender your life to him daily, you will see that all of that you were doing, it didn't matter. All of that you were doing, it was okay, because you were planting a seed. But now, since you know God, you don't have to do any of that. You submit to him. You please him. And everything that you do in the eyes of the Lord, in the will that he wants you to do, that's for him to do in your life. And you would start to notice, like, this not me anymore. This is God. God is moving in my life. So I just want to encourage y'all, when you sacrifice something and when you lay something down, don't expect it to be like a immediately shift in your life. Like, it takes time. It takes a daily effort. It takes a daily mindset. It takes your mind to shift as well. Like, you have to look at your life at a different perspective. And one of the things that I used to ask the Lord and tell the Lord, it was like, I want my life to be a testify. I want my life to testify of your goodness and your mercy. And that's basically what my life is right now. That didn't none of what I was saying then, that had to take time. Like, God had to pull things away from me. He had to make sure that I was dying to my flesh. He had to make sure that I was making a sacrifice every single day. And before he allowed my life to be a testimony or a testament of his word. So God is so good. It is so good, y'all. But I thank y'all for joining me on this episode today. And I pray that I said something to encourage you. And I pray that you don't beat yourself up in the midst of you getting closer to the Lord. Like, don't beat yourself up if you feel like you're slipping or failing, or you feel like the Lord is mad at you. He's not mad at you. He knows that you are new to this. He knows that this is the beginning, and that's what I want to let you know. Like, it's the beginning of your journey. This is the beginning of a new life. We all have to be born again, no matter if it's now, then, or if it was before. We all have to be born again. We all have to be born again once in our life. When we come out the womb, we're in nasty, we coming out of nasty bloody water. But God, when we get dipped in the water again, that's holy water. That's the water that will save us. That's the water that sets us free. So I pray that y'all are encouraged today. I pray that y'all smile more, and I pray that y'all know that God loves y'all and God sees y'all. I love y'all. I will see y'all on the next episode.